Okay, we're back on this project that I introduced before about the new pivot and how it all starts. So before we're out here and marked our center point and found out how far we had to go from the well to the center point. Now we have everything we need to prep for a pad, an anchor point. The irrigator's ordered, and that will be here in about a week. And if the weather holds, it'll get installed right away, and we'll just keep moving on with this project. So we'll get everything unloaded and start the process of prepping for a cement pad. Okay, so that's good enough for now. We can get our forms set up and squared up. This is that hole they test drilled for a well here. And this is the slime you end up with when you fill them up, because you have to seal them again after they do the test hole. They didn't find enough water here, so they went on the other side and they found the water. But here's the way our pad looks. It's very firm. We have a good base to start our forming on and getting set up for the Porsche. One of the challenges that I always have out here when I'm setting a new pad is how to orient it. It really bothers me when we get all done and then the planter comes through and we're off by 5-6 degrees of square. But really, when you look out in this field, besides our own stuff out here, there's nothing to go by. Once it's planted, then we have rows, because the farmer will pass, when farmers have GPS systems on their planters, they will plant the same A-B line almost all the time. So they repeated it year after year. But if they haven't planted it yet, it's just a blank slate out here. We have nothing to go by, no reference points. So it can be a challenge. And I hate when I'm wrong. We'll see how good we get this time. Okay, well, I have readjusted, reoriented, resquared, recentered, and then resquared again. I think we're ready to set our pins and then level up our forms. And start digging our holes. Well, we had a nice little shower come through, and so I put you guys away. It doesn't hurt me, but, you know, you guys are fragile. So I put you inside for a little bit while I finish drilling the holes. I'll get things leveled out, get our thick and edge done, and then be ready for rebar. As you can see, now the sun is out again. This is spring weather that we get to deal with here. A cloud will come over and sprinkle on us a little bit, and then it rains, or then the sun comes out. Everything's dry again. It's fun. Alright, so we have our holes dug, our thickened edge done, our centers packed down good. That's some clay is packed really good. And then while I was taking a break from shoveling, I reformed these thrust blocks for when we dig the pipe in over the well. I'll show you that later. Alright, well, we have, try to get over here, rebars all in place. We're ready for concrete. It'll be here tomorrow afternoon. So, see you then. And movie magic, concrete's poured. It's been not really raining, but there's been moisture coming out of the sky since we came over here to pour. And so I didn't record any of it because you guys are delicate. So we've got our pad here. And then we have our thrust blocks. And then we have another pad for setting the VFD on. Mainly just a base, something to bolt the VFD to so the wind doesn't blow it over. And we're all loaded up, ready to go. Back to the shop. And we'll get ready for tomorrow. So, see you then. And we're back to the new pivot project. Had a few hours of time this afternoon, so we're gonna do the other thing that Irrigator needs. We need to get the pipe and the wire in the ground because it's kind of pointless to have an irrigator unless you have water and power. So well's about 90 feet away from the pivot pad, so we're gonna bury it, and we're gonna bury the wire at the same time because the incoming power is gonna go to the well first and then to the pivot. And it's really windy outside, so you're not gonna be able to hear me out there. I'll probably just put you on time lapse and you'll see the process. Okay, well, the wind calmed down, which I'm surprised, so this is my surprise face. we got all that buried. We got one riser that is leaning a bit, but it's okay. We'll handle that. Battery went dead again, so this is my surprise face again. So as I was saying, when we're digging the trench, I put the black dirt on one side, the clay and the sand on the other side, and that way when we backfilled, we put the clay and the sand in first and then the black dirt back on top, so we can continue to grow crops, because the purpose of doing all this is to grow crops. And if we disturb the soil or invert the soil, put the black dirt down on the bottom of the trench, that won't do us any good for growing crops. It will take a year or two before this will heal itself, but with root structure from growing the crops and freeze and thaw cycles, it will heal and it'll be like we were never here. I did leave a hump in the middle because I didn't pack it as I backfilled, and the reason I do that is as we get rainfall or irrigation, all the soil will go back down and fill in all the little voids, and it will end up being flat on top when it's all said and done. So you probably saw I put the wire in alongside the pipe. We like to put it in the same trench when we can, and then we always put it on the one side of the pipe. That way we know where it is when or if we ever have to dig it up and repair it. The sun is starting to get low in the sky, and call it a day. So see you tomorrow.